The farm is live. We're back. All right.
Little hiatus, 2 days. No baseball.
Yeah,
We talked a little golf, but we're back to hopefully sweep it tonight. I'm pretty excited about this slate.
I
Big
love this
slate.
slate. There's
How many games
it's
do you got?
we have 12. It's a 12 game on the Friday. Did always heading into the weekend, you're done with the work week. I'm heading off to St. Louis for work this weekend, which sucks, but um I am going to catch a Cards game, which will be fun. I get to see our boy Jordan Walker at the dish. He should be back in the lineup today. I'll see the Phillies play too, which will be fun. Yeah, I mean, I love the big. So there's I don't. The 12 game slates are fun. It's like you can get a little contrarian. There's going to be a lot of good offensive spots. Um, but yeah, you can. I think the pitching is top. I mean, not top heavy. There's like a clear option up top. A guy that we both like. A guy that we really want best ball to
Yeah,
shove for us.
I have an 86% Rasmussen left in my best ball survivors.
And
Giddy up.
it literally couldn't be a better spot. Like on
I
the road,
know, but
at the
it's
road.
so
Hold on, but listen to me. At the road in Seattle against a Seattle team that is just they're not very good right now, and I think they were more sellers than buyers at the deadline too. Um, yeah, I like Rasmussen a lot. He's 9-7. He's like just below. I think he's clearly above Gilbert against Tampa. I mean, we'll get into that game, but Rasmussen is just when I look at the top of the board, it's like him and like no one else really that I see that is I think is worth playing at that price. Um, weather though, I didn't look at weather. Have you looked at weather?
Yeah, there's a couple potentially touchy spots. Nothing that I'm worried about right now, though. If that makes sense. Like, you're gonna really have to wait and see for the weather.
What is the Yankees game? What does that look like?
There was a little question mark around weather in that game, but like I said, we live in North Carolina. There's always a chance for an afternoon thunderstorm. East Coast always kind of deals with that high humidity states. Obviously, you're gonna deal with that a little bit more. Not a weatherman here, but you're definitely going to see more of that popping up. I don't think there's any widespread like storm system moving through that you're gonna have to worry about. It's just like kind of these pop-ups.
Yeah, I
So I
see
think for sure
orange yellow for Yankees game, which is I actually do like Yankees a little bit here, but
that is
interesting.
concerning.
Yeah. So
Oh
just maybe
yeah.
we'll like keep an eye on that. Outside of that, I think that's really the only game to be concerned about. There could be a delay, and that delay could lead to postponement. I think based off of what the Kevin Rawls saying though, they'll he'll check back in. And so like it seems like if there's a delay that you'll get a postponement anyways, and it's a 7 o'clock game, so you'll know you'll know early. Um Other things in the world of sports, best ball, football's here. Did you play any you didn't play DFS Showdown Hall of Fame game,
How
did
about
you?
Haynes King?
Dude,
What an echo coming. It's from your end. I hear I just hear my voice through you.
oh weird. Okay, let me fix this here. Oh, I know why. Continue talking for a second.
Yeah.
Here
No.
we go. Better?
Check.
Better.
No.
Damn it, dude. I'm gonna change my audio setup. Okay, continue talking. Let me try to fix this. All right, do you still hold there? Oh, there we go. There we go.
How do we sign up? Yeah, good to go. Locked in. Got the headset
Like,
on. He's ready to rock now.
is
No,
it good now?
listen, what a fun Hall of Fame game last night. So good. Yeah. What a fun Hall of Fame game last night though. Just an absolute giddy up for the Panthers. Haynes King is so fun. We love that guy in college. What a fun guy to have for the Panthers there. I mean, maybe he makes the team, maybe he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way, it was a good time. Carson
The
Beck,
best thing.
noodle arm, threw a couple passes, and everyone was talking about on Twitter that one pass where that he pretty much just
He
he laid this
underthrew
guy
it.
out to get lit up. That guy, that was a hospital ball he threw to that
Yeah.
guy. The guy was absolutely the defender was crashing in there. So, what a hospital ball from Beck there. But yeah, fun game. Love the football's back. Doesn't matter right now, but definitely excited to jump to the streets, see what we got kicking on. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for football. Baseball is a bit of a grind, and like it's been a successful season for sure. Like very profitable year, one of the most profitable baseball seasons, and hopefully we can cap it with a good best ball showing. And it looks like we're on pace for that too. We'll see how the final shakes out. It's all about the finals in Best Ball Mania for baseball and for football, frankly. Um, there's a lot of things that have to play out. Jadarian Price looking good at camp, Dylan, which is fun. I haven't been drafting him. I still don't totally.
Price is a guy I was high on at the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the best ball season, a little bit less so now. Just with Charbonnet potentially coming back. When Charbonnet's back and healthy, he's going to get work. So that's just the facts. No doubt about that. So I'm excited about him. Good defense, That's going to help him get better scoring opportunities. Offense have the ball a little bit more.
Yeah.
Still concerned with his full workload there. And if he's just a between the 20s runner, that's not he needs to hit explosives, and he can do that for sure. But we never saw him shoulder the full workload, even in college. And that's really what you want. You want a guy that can play all three downs.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. All right. Anything else to add from
that's
the
it,
world
man.
of
Kick us
sports?
off. Let's start game one.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to New York. This is the weather game that we mentioned. It is the 7:05. It's the kickoff for the slate. So I think just keep an eye on it. If the weather doesn't become a factor, I think this is so we have Fried on the mound for the Yankees. We have Tyler Mahle, who is just recently brought over from the Giants to now play for the Braves. So Max Fried has been looking sharp. I want him to look sharp for best ball purposes. I don't know how long he'll go against the Braves in Yankee Stadium. I don't love him at 8-7. I think the strikeout stuff is back. Like he's been able to generate a lot of whiffs. I think if he was fully stretched out, I'd be somewhat interested. I just still think at 8-7 he can put up in like the 25 range. The Braves still do strike out, even though I want them to kind of cook him here, being that we moved him over from he was a former Brave. So I don't really have interest in the Braves. I have interest in Fried. I do think I do like the Yankees here. Ben Rice has been cold at the dish, but like I really like this spot against Mahle. Mahle is like
50% of my best ball games have Ben Rice, and he was so good. And now he's a dog though, so he can come back. But yeah, I like that call there.
I like the Yankees a lot. So if this game plays, the Yankees would be like, I like what's his Lombard, the shortstop, the rookie that they brought up.
Yeah.
I think Spencer Jones will probably be out of lineup with Heliot Ramos there now. But like Ben Rice, I love Grisham in Yankee Stadium. And I think you can get creative. Jazz obviously at second base. I think there's like a good way. I am considering five-man sack in the Yankees, but again, whether to be determined there. Mahle is like he's a slightly below average pitcher. There's a 12-game slate, so I don't want to just sell the farm on the Yankees stack here, but I think they're a good spot for me targeting the lefties. Even like a 3-man stack with Lombard. Am I saying his last name right? Lombard.
Yeah.
Regardless, but Ben Rice and like Trent Grisham's always got I throw in the Yankee stacks, especially at home. That park plays to his power. I think he had like 35 home runs there for the Yankees last season. Not all of them, obviously, in Yankee Stadium, but I think he plays well in this park. And Mahle is super gettable. So yeah, that'd be my
decent though. Like he's been decent, and he's a guy I do generally pick on. Definitely want lefties against him. That would be my preference.
Yep.
But this game is going to be a pass for me. Just my perspective that with a little bit of weather concern. I think both, obviously, Fried is much better than Mahle. It's not even close, right? So maybe you bet the Yankees here, and you hope that works out. Cam Young with another 3-foot bogey miss. Just like the short putter is so broken on that guy.
He's done. He's cooked.
Listen, Taylor. This is a quick segue because Taylor's absolutely got bullets, and I mean some amazing bullets.
Dude, it's the revolver too because it's a 6-shooter. It's a 6-shooter, and there's literally six teams. But yeah. I mean,
anyways, back to baseball. But this is a game I'm probably gonna pass on. I totally see the Yankees being in play, mostly the lefties, as you mentioned. You can see Ben Rice getting a couple out, go yard tonight. So I don't know what I'm gonna do here, but I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna avoid this game altogether.
Yeah. I like Ben Rice a lot. I'll bet him double home run. That's if the game plays. I like double home runs for Ben Rice. I think it's just a perfect matchup against Mahle. A guy that's gonna put the ball in the zone is not gonna strike him out. This is a get right spot for Ben Rice, and I think the Yankees offense could kind of explode here. I hate doing against my Braves, but I do like the Yankees a lot. All right, let's get to another game. Let's go to Boston. So we have Peyton Tolley on the mound for Boston versus the wounded Athletics. We have Perkins on the mound for the Athletics. Man, Boston's been so hot. Well, it won like 26 out of the last 29 games. Okay. Just buzzing. No interest in Perkins, obviously. So Boston, to me, just put up a 14 spot. I have trouble stacking Boston at times. I think they're a little expensive. They are still a good play in Boston. Perkins is not good. I think this will be a spot a lot of people go to in Boston. Just they're in the new cycle. There's a lot of good vibes there. For that reason, I think the ownership will be inflated, so I'll avoid it. With that said, it's a great offensive spot. Maybe my preferred way to target this game is actually play Peyton Tolley, though. Their strikeout stuff is elite. The Athletics are so beat up. Lawrence Butler's healthy, but man, if you look at the lineup, it's no Shea Bangaliers, no Nick Hurts, and they've been trying to survive with that lineup here recently as well. I just think it's a great spot for Peyton Tolley. I think if I'm looking at an SP2, if I'm paying up for two guys, Peyton Tolley is the number 2 guy for me. There's I don't think he'll go 110 pitches, but this feels like a spot he puts up 30 points, or he could just shove in a low scoring game. So yeah, my lean in this spot is to play Peyton Tolley, and I probably will fit him if I can fit him and Rasmussen together. But that's my thoughts here. I'm really gonna avoid bats. I think Boston. I'm gonna avoid bats mainly because I think they'll be inflated ownership, and then I don't want to play the Athletics against Boston. So
Yeah, this is a Peyton totally spot and moving on. But I did want to mention how much the Red Sox effed in the last game when they just, all I need is the under 1 run in the inning and 2 outs, single, and
yeah,
then just no hard contact, and then wild pitch moves the guy for a second, another single blows it for me. But anyways, that to all be said, I'm just gonna fade the Red Sox here. I think you're gonna see them at higher ownership because they've been so good lately. So it's just more of an ownership fade. Play totally help Red Sox score 3 to 5 and don't burn me.
yeah. I mean, the Peyton Toley stuff. I just like him. 27% striker out. He doesn't get hit hard either. So like this.
Yeah, he's an amazing pitcher. I really wish he would go a little bit longer, and they're probably going to start to see him dial back even further as the season goes on, maybe to keep him healthy for a postseason run. So I think the max you're going to see him go here is 6 innings
90.
probably.
Yeah, 90 pitches. I think in six innings, like what we've seen in the past, is like he'll get 27 to 30 points, and I think I'll take that, right? Like, and there's upside for 35 points even in six because he's a guy that he could just. I mean, there's a legitimate chance he strikes out, 10 guys here against the just wounded Athletics lineup. So, Peyton Toley's high on the board for me. Again, that is in the builds that I can afford two top end pitchers though. So, because I think Rasmussen's just a clear tier above him. So nothing else from that game, Dylan, for you?
That's it.
No. Okay. How's Tommy Kim doing? One quick intermission.
Yeah, he had a 20-foot bird chance, missed it, just rolled it out. Really close, really good shot though. That's all you
Okay.
need. Fairways and greens, baby. That's the name of the game here.
Yep. All right. Well, let's go to Miami. We have Tyler Phillips on the mound for Miami. Is that right, Tyler Tanner? Dude, I always fuck these names
Yep.
up. But and then
Tyler.
Clausen on the mound. Yeah. We have George Clausen on the mound for the Angels. Clausen's horrible. He's won 72 and 73 pitches in back-to-back starts. The Angels have given up in the season. I actually really do like Miami here. Miami's another spot I want to target bats for. It's just the Angels have sold everybody. Bullpen, they've sold, starting pitchers. And then Miami and is just like a team that they like to hit and run too. So I think you can sometimes get some cheap value with Marcy. Sometimes Esther Ruiz will play. He may play today. So I am pretty in on the Miami side. With that said, Phillips is not good for Miami either, but the Angels, again, I just mentioned them being sellers. Their lineup is horrible. I mean, they're like one of the bottom 2-3 teams in the league now. I mean, they have Trout, and Trout's always fun, and Trout will be a tough out, but outside of that, the team is not very. It's Trout and Nato. I shouldn't besmirch Nato there, but yeah, to me, it's like don't want either pitcher. I think I lean heavily towards the Miami side. I just feel like Clausen's not good at all. The Angels have someone giving up. Miami still is a fun young team, so yeah, give me some of the Miami bats, guys that hit and still. So that's kind of why I'm leaning. I would bet Miami here as well.
Yeah, listen, I think George Clausen's actually a little bit better than you do. He's a number 4 prospect for the Angels. It doesn't mean much. The Angels suck, and their farm system generally sucks too. But in the PCL this year, before he got called up, he was pretty decent, 3.96 ERA, about a K per 9. Don't want to play him here, but I can totally see him having a better start. You look at his underlying, top end fastball, very good with that. You need him to lean on that. And this has a good whiff rate. Strikeout rate hasn't come along, which I do think is going to get a little bit better, and a very high ground ball rate in the short sample. So this could be a spot where, like you said, if you get a lot of CNI signals there, maybe you do get a Miami team that can hit and run a little bit. But I think George Clausen might actually be okay in this spot. And this is really what I looked at initially. Is I want to stack this game because I think both pitchers are pretty average. But how do you stack the Angels, right? You have to just play Neto, Trout, maybe Moses Ballesteros now that he's there, right? Yeah, that's a decent catcher to play. But this is a game where both offensive can underwhelm at times, and I just think Clausen's a little bit better than he's been, and I think people are going to go to Miami, as you mentioned there. So maybe a pass game, but this is a game where obviously you can't play the pitchers in any format. But if you told me George Clausen went 5, struck out 7 or 8, and had a decent outing, I wouldn't be surprised one bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, at 5K, if you're in on him, maybe not a bad play is if you're paying up for some bats. I don't think I'm in on them. I don't think I like to pick on prospects often, especially when they're shaky to start. Because sometimes it takes months and months and months to get accustomed to the big league. So, all right, nothing else to add there. Yeah, I do prefer the Miami side. I don't know if I'll get there in the stock I'm playing today, but I think Miami's super interesting. Let's go to the White Sox now. We have Parker Messick on the mound for Cleveland. The White Sox are hosting, and Noah Schultz is pitching for the White Sox. I think, anytime Schultz is on the bump, I always like to stack against him. He's just been throwing everything in the zone, can't strike anybody out. And Cleveland, to me, is a better – now with Joe Adell there, they called up the prospect. I actually really do like Cleveland as well. I have a future bet on them to win the World Series, so am I biased? Maybe a little bit, but I do think they just smashed the White Sox here. I think Parker Messick is okay at 9.2. I prefer totally straight up. The White Sox are just, it's gonna be a tough game. This is a division rival. This is kind of like the battle for the division. Not we're still early in the season, but this is one. This will be a key series to kind of like see who can move position wise. Yeah, so I'm in on Messick. I don't think like from a DFS perspective, I do prefer Tolley. So I think Tolley would be the slight lean there. And I do love the Guardians. So like I will stack the Guardians on a team or two. I like the way you can stack their team. I like the lefties. I like Chase DeLauder. I like Banzana. I think Jose Ramirez is like, he hasn't been great since he's been back, but he likes to run. So if like the bat picks up a little bit, he's a guy that goes like 2 for 5 and like 3 stolen bases because they give him the green light. Obviously Joe Dell, everyone knows he's there now. He's a fun bat. I think he leads the team in home runs and he just got there. Well, obviously because they're counting the Angels home runs as well, but so yeah, I'm in on the Angels, Dylan. Sorry, the Guardians. Where are you at with them though? I know there's a little bit of like future whiz casting on my part, but I think I think the Guardians just smashed the White Sox in this matchup.
Yeah, the first thing I did today was actually just bet the Guardians. I think this is a spot they get up for. They just got absolutely teeth kicked in by the Mets. But yeah, they're buyers. I think this is a great spot for them to get in the win column against an in-division rival here in the White Sox, who are leading that division. And I think just the matchup's great. As you mentioned, Schultz isn't good. Schultz won't be in the rotation at the end of the year for the White Sox, so it's a perfect time to pick on them. I actually do prefer them against righties, not lefties, so maybe that's a little bit different. But yeah, totally fine with the Guardian stack here. Parker Messick is a guy I love as a pitcher, fantasy pitcher, but I don't know how you play him against the White Sox. They're just a pesky team, up and down. But yeah, definitely think they're going to struggle more with lefties. So maybe he's in line for that. For me, it's just going to be the fade of the White Sox here, and just hopefully the Guardians can win this game.
Yeah, I like the Guardians bats too, Dylan, because in a world in which you pay up for pitching, I mean the Guardians are so cheap. Like Gino is 2.3. I mean even like everyone's like been priced down. Like I think the most expensive outfielder is Chase Slaughter at 4.3. That's really affordable. Joe Adell's 3.7. I mean Nate Lowe has been ripping the cover of the ball. Is 3.3. Pull up Nate Lowe's Statcast too. It's great.
Nate Lowe's Statcast is great. I have it pulled up actually right now. And the best thing about Nate Lowe and what he was doing for the Reds as well, he's a guy that will waste 12 pitches. Like he's a pitcher's worst nightmare right now. He definitely hit the ball hard. And another lefty though, so definitely going to profile better against the righties than lefties. But he is a guy though that's a bat that I'd love the Guardians got. I know you have Thor Bornson tied to the Guardians World Series as well, and getting that winner is so big for you. But the Guardians, you're just looking at teams AL. I think I talked you into them a little bit. There's just not a lot of strength in the AL, and you see the buyers there. I just think this is a good spot for the Guardians to start a little win streak. So I like them a lot, mostly from a betting perspective. Don't know if they'll get there in DFS, but yeah, definitely be the preferred side on the road. Just extra bats there as well.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Yeah, I do. I actually really like the Guardians. Their prices just make them highly in play to me. I think we're both on the same side there. Cleveland bats, Cleveland pitcher, Cleveland bet. All right, let's go to Milwaukee here. We have Shane Drohan on the mound for Milwaukee. They're hosting Minnesota. We have Zebby Matthews for Minnesota. Zebby's played better lately. Like he has been, not as good as like the prospect. I think he'll like next season. I may draft him some in best ball. I think I'm interested there. But yeah, from my perspective, Zebby Matthews is not in play against Milwaukee. And the main reason is like Milwaukee's just like solid top to bottom, Dylan. Like in other spots at 6'8",
not many pitchers are in play against Milwaukee, right? It's really hard.
To get and I would be interested Zebby Matthews at 6'8" against pretty much like a lot of other teams, but Milwaukee's just so deep, and it's gonna be a big chore for him. I think he could have a decent showing in like the 15 to 20 range, but I'm gonna avoid it. Shane Drohan also like not really interested. Minnesota, I don't want to play them from a bats perspective. I haven't stacked them all season. I don't think I'll stack them again here. And Drohan's actually been pretty solid. 8.2 is too much. Is too expensive in my opinion. Like $800 more you get Peyton Toley, who's just a high K guy. So this is just a pass game on a 12-game slate.
Yeah, I think you kind of undersold Drohan there. I mean, because I like Rasmussen and I do like Toley, Drohan just is a guy, his underlines are so good, and the Twins are just so bad at times that I just think Drohan could easily go 6-7 innings here, strike out maybe 10. I mean, 10 is going to be his upside. He's only got a 25% strikeout rate, but the Twins are going to boost that up a little bit for him. So he's definitely in play for me. He's in the rotation of the 3 to 4 pitchers I really do like. So don't know if I'll get there, but if I need some salary savings and want to pay down from Rasmussen and just go like Drohan and Toley, he's going to be a priority for me in that range.
Interesting.
On the bat side, this is another game I do want to avoid bats, so I don't really like picking on Zebby because I do think there's some long-term pedigree there that's going to work out for him. But I just don't know if I'm going to play this game in any angle other than just picking off Drohan if I need a pitcher there.
Yep. I'm in agreement there. This is just a pass game on a 12-gamer. All right, let's go to KC here. We have Kevin Gausman pitching for Chicago. I think this is his first start since being traded over. And then we have a combination of Dylan Lynch and looks like is that Eric McGee? Who's that? Easton McGee as like maybe an opener for the bulk relief of Dylan Lynch. with that said, I don't. Yeah, I hate these like opener relievers. I hate targeting these spots. I think it is a good spot in Kansas City. Um, to me, it's just kind of tricky from like a DFS perspective. I think like the Cubs, I'm kind of pulling for them here. I want to see some runs scored in this game. But this feels like somewhat like a pass game again. The concern I have is just like when you have two different pitchers, it can kind of limit the damage. Like they'll be willing to pull guys in and out pretty quickly. And then against like Kevin Gausman, this guy hasn't been very good this season. He's 8.5. I feel like that's a little too expensive. And now that like a couple of the guys are back for Kansas City, like Bobby Witt mainly, I think there's just an avoid spot. 8.5 to me is just like, like okay. And there is upside, right, at times. But yeah, this is another game that's just a pass. Like I think Kansas City, this is like a 4-6 game or something, something along those lines. And I've like not much interest here. Really no way to shake it. Like my heart is telling me like, yeah, I want Kansas City to kind of get to Gausman. But Gausman's still a solid pitcher. So, yeah, I don't have a lean one way or the other. Honestly, Dylan, I'm kind of pulling for some runs in this game, but I just can't play it from a DFS angle.
Yeah, I disagree pretty wholeheartedly, and I really do like the Cubs here. I just think like Kansas City's a generationally bad bullpen right now, and I mean generationally bad. Like they just couldn't be worse right now. So I think the Cubs are giddy up. I mean I don't know how many games I've been watching Kansas City play. Maybe I just watch them too much, where they just blow leads constantly. So now you get a pretty much full bullpen game. I can see the Cubs hanging 10 in this spot, blowing out a little bit to left. So some of the righties, obviously Bregman's heating up, but don't play them all. I mean, I think Kansas City is going to get trumped in this matchup particularly. So Chicago was also a bet for me. I just think Gausman, although he's been bad, he's just a veteran pitcher. Knows how to get through a lineup without getting absolutely shelled. So I think this is another spot where I'm definitely going to be interested in the Cubs. You probably will see me with a 5-man in the single tonight with the Cubs. So I think we're a little different there. As we see Tom Kim stuff it to like 12
I know 16 inches. Yeah, there we go, Bubba. Yeah. So the Cubs, I do like the Cubs. The concern I have whenever they split these pitchers up, like there's like. They're ready to go to a bullpen game, and like these bullpen games to me like are just tough to gauge.
No, they're tough to gauge, but Kansas City, and I mean this, no disrespect, I love Kansas City. They are the worst. They're the worst bullpen I've seen in the last 10 years.
They're horrible.
It's so bad, and their top ends are bad. It's like their top end. You're gonna see Carter Jensen in the throwing pitches in this game. It's gonna be bad, and Kansas City's playing for nothing. So whatever happens here is gonna be for me gonna be the heavy on the Cubs. Like I said, the Cubs up and down that lineup are pretty pesky. Even Swanson batting the bottom. So for me, Cubs all day. You're gonna see me with a decent side stack on them.
Interesting. I don't hate it. They've been. I mean, PCA's riding for the MVP. Is he the favorite to win MVP now for the NL? He may be slightly above Shohei. They went toe for toe the other.
I mean, it's hard not to give Shohei. If Shohei starts pitching again, it's gonna be hard not.
I don't think he's going to though. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's pretty close in the odds board as well. But alas, yes, you're on the Cubbies here. Don't hate it. I just have a tough read on this game. Maybe my heart.
No, we know Kansas City hasn't played up that well this season, but it is a part that they shrunk the dimensions. That could come into play tonight with the wind a little bit out to left. So I think this is a spot where you could see a plethora of runs. I think the Cubs are going to be a higher owned team. They're always pretty high owned and coming off a big series win, last series as well. So I think this is another spot where whoever's in the lineup for the Cubs, I'm going to be interested in. Both catchers and Carson Keller are both really cheap as well. So definitely interested in the Cubs. Probably my primary stack, to be honest with you.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, don't hate it. I think we're a little different there. I'm not getting there tonight, but I don't hate it. All right, let's go to Globe Life. We'll go to Texas. They're hosting Baltimore, so we have Nathan Eovaldi on the mound for Texas, and we have Shane Baz on the mound for Baltimore. This is, like, generally speaking, a good pitcher's environment. I mean, like, so Eovaldi, like, he's like a highs and lows guy. I think he's somewhat safe at 9.5. And there's some upside in the profile as well. Baltimore, like, the back end is fairly weak too. So, like, I think Eovaldi, I'm like talking myself into some Eovaldi here. The StatCast, the underlying stuff looks pretty good too. I guess the concern I have is just like I like guys a little bit above him. I like Rasmussen above him. I like Tolley a little bit more right below him. And then Shane Baz too coming back. I actually like have some interest in Baz as well. Like Baz's profile, he's been a lot better lately. I think he could pitch a quality start here. I think he can go 7 innings, 7 Ks, 2 runs, something serviceable at 7-8. I do prefer him straight up over Shane Drahan, honestly. Texas is pesky though, and Texas is a little healthier. Corey Seager's back, Wyatt Lever's back, Brandon Nemo's been heating up a little bit. So maybe it's like a downgrade there. I do prefer like the pitchers against Baltimore more than the pitchers against Texas. With that said, this is a pitcher pass game. I think both guys can be played, and there are highs and lows. So I think, yeah, to me, it's like, yeah, Nathan Eovaldi, if you want to kind of not a contrarian, but like a lower owned top end pitcher, I think he'll be a little lower owned outside of Rasmussen and even Tolley. And then Shane Baz is like a cheaper SP2 that you can shove in there. So I do like Shane Baz though. I think he's a decent play tonight. So I think maybe
Yeah,
he may.
another point I'm definitely gonna disagree with you on is I just like Shane Baz in no world is a better player than Drawn. Mostly because I love Shane Baz and I think he's definitely done better lately. It's just Texas is scary. When
Yeah.
they're healthy, that first four is a problem. And Minnesota has no bats other than I think Royce Lewis has been kind of overperforming lately. But for me, it's like yeah, I love Baz and I'm really wish Cashing does well because there's so many best ball shares for me. But other than that, it'd probably be a Baldy or pass in this game. Mostly because Baltimore they were sellers obviously, and
Yeah.
they've definitely been underperforming. So, and this is a park we know plays up for pitchers. So, and that's maybe why you're speaking to Boz a little bit. You're like, this is a pitcher's park. Maybe he could get this lineup, but Nemo, Seager, Langford, those guys are problems, and
Yeah.
I don't really want to pick on that. So Boz is not on my radar. I think this game is going to be pretty low scoring. I did bet the under already as well.
Yeah, this seems like a good game to bet the under on. Although Texas feels like they could, like, if they do get to Boz early. Baltimore's bullpen's not good either, Dylan. Yeah, I think maybe some of this stuff with Boz is also best ball related, as you mentioned. But I'm with you. I think the Texas wins this game. But I do think it could be low scoring where both pitchers are like semi valuable in DFS. Um, all right, let's go to St. Louis. This is another spot I like. So St. Louis is hosting Colorado. I'll be in St. Louis next series where they host the Phillies. But we have Kyle Leahy on the mound for St. Louis, and then Ryan Feltner on the mound for Colorado. Leahy's actually been pretty good lately, man. And at 7-7 against Colorado, like I think there's some interest there. The profile's okay. I think he could go like so. Busch Stadium is like generally is like mediocre. Like it's like an average park, right, for pitching. With that said, I think Leahy at 7 times, like, yeah, maybe a slight tick above Boz even. Mainly because it's just you're going against the Colorado side that's just not very good, right? The back end is really weak. Even the top end strikes out a lot. And Felder, like, at one point was like a decent prospect, had some like good pedigree, but just has not shown it at all, Dylan. So I have interest in St. Louis. St. Louis is really expensive. So I want to play Jordan Walker if he's back in the lineup today. It looks like they were just kind of give him some rest to reduce some of that knee inflammation. JJ Weatherholt, I like a lot. I'll play, guys like Ivan Herrera as well. So, Alec Burleson's another guy, ECU legend. Yeah, I do have interest in St. Louis. I think
legend after his 3 home run game, just legend.
Yeah, legend. So yeah, St. Louis is interesting to me. I don't know how they sit with you. Again, we both want to see Jordan Walker do well, but I think they get to Feltner here. This is a spot they could put up, a crooked number. They could get to a 9-10 run total, and you could need them on a 12-game slate. And I think their lineup is still pretty good, like pretty healthy, pretty deep. Again, the cost is the issue, right? It's tough to 5-man stack St. Louis and get the pitchers you want. So St. Louis, I mean, to me, it's like an easy St. Louis bet. I actually do think Leahy's a decent pitcher. I think this is like going to be a lopsided game. It'll be one-way traffic all game. So I think Leahy's in play. I'll play some St. Louis bats on some teams. Going to avoid Coors pitcher, Feltner, and Coors bats tonight.
Yeah, I can't play Leahy, but he's definitely a guy that overperforms his underlyings. Like he's just a guy that's a better real life pitcher than it looks like on paper. He does work through the lineup pretty quickly as well. So the strikeout rate's just not good enough for me to play in this spot. I know it's Colorado and they can be dumpster fire at times. So definitely can pick on them with any pitcher. But yeah, definitely the St. Louis bats are the bats I prefer. As you mentioned, if Jordan Walker's back, it's a good time to hit that 23rd home run, and no better time than tonight against Rockies and a terrible bullpen there. So Feltner's a guy that I thought had a little promise. He's been pretty bad this season though, so this is easily a St. Louis bet, a St. Louis bats play. No pitchers in this game, and we'll move on from there.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, St. Louis. Let's go Cards. All right, let's go to Arizona. So we're in Arizona. They're hosting the Dodgers. We got Roki Sasaki on the mound for the Dodgers, and we have Merrill Kelly on the mound for Arizona. Okay, so like this is tricky. So like Sasaki does have strikeout upside. He's like like a highs and lows pitcher, Dylan, as well. And I think the reason I have trouble playing him because I think now with such a deep rotation, if Sasaki gets in any trouble, they're going to pull him. Arizona's top end's good, but the rest of the lineup's not very good. So yeah, I'm like not going to play Sasaki here. I think there's just no need. I mentioned this the other day when Tarek Screwball pitched, and we didn't talk about this even in person, but Tarek only went 85 pitches. I mentioned that in that game. I was like, I bet they're not going to start. They're going to start tapering off their guys. They just don't need them to go long. They have such
didn't pitch
depth.
very well though. Either
He didn't pitch very well. But it's like they just don't like it for the if he's pitching for the Tigers, he's going to go 100 plus because they just want they're going to get as many innings out of him as they need to. But like here, it's like again the Dodgers rotation is so deep. It's if Sasaki gets in any trouble, they're just going to yank him. So no interest in him at 7-3. I do think it's a decent matchup against Arizona. Like the top 4 bats are scary. Outside of that, not very good. And then Merrill Kelly, like he's like a journeyman guy. I think he can be serviceable against the Dodgers. I think people may go to the Dodgers. It is the Dodgers. They are very expensive to play. Kelly is gettable for sure. But I think, yeah, to me, it's like I am somewhat of a believer. Like the Merrill Kelly, the guy that can go 7, 8 innings and kind of limit the damage. I think you could do that here against the Dodgers. So I'm not going to be playing bats from this game. And definitely no pitching either. So this would be a pass on this 12 gamer.
Yeah, I more or less agree. I think Arizona's a little bit better than you do, maybe, especially bringing in Newt Bar, a guy that doesn't strike out a lot. Just adding him as a middle of the lineup bat is going to help the Cardinals. The Diamondbacks a little bit. So this is a pass game for me. I don't have much to add other than I think neither pitcher's in play and really don't want to focus my attention as far as DFS is concerned on either bats. As far as a bet in this game, I don't have a good read on either side. Obviously, you never really want to bet against the Dodgers, but whenever I can find a good line bet against the Dodgers, I do so. I just don't know if this is the spot, right? It's Saki. It all depends on what stuff he brings. If he's walking guys, is he finding the zone,
Yeah.
and you just really never know. It's a Jekyll and Hyde for that guy there. So yeah, this is an easy pass game for me.
I like it. I think we're in mostly agreement here. All right, let's go to Petco. We're going to San Diego. This game is interesting to me. We'll talk about why. But we have Robbie. So sorry, I didn't mention this, but Houston's coming to town. So we have Robbie Ray on the mound for San Diego, and we have Blanco on the mound for Houston. Robbie Ray's 8K, Blanco 7K. I really like Houston here. So like pull up Robbie Ray's StatCast for me. It's not good at all. Like the numbers, it's not good. So like the record looks good, the RA looks good, but the underlying stuff is not good. I really want to target Houston here. I just feel like Houston puts up like 13 runs in this spot. And the team is hitting well too. Like Jordan's been in some of a slump. Like I think you play Jordan in any team that you stack Houston on. So he's the most expensive. I think he'll be like 3% owned in the outfield tonight just because he's too expensive. There's so many better spots. People will play Shohei. People will play PCA. People will not play Jordan Alvarez. I like the team a lot. I like Isak. I like a lot of these guys. It is in Petco. It is against a guy that, like, if you look at the ERA and stuff, it's like, oh, above average pitcher, but really it's not good. I think Robbie Ray could get lit up. And this is what we saw last season. This is the main point I want to say. Robbie Ray, throughout his career, later in the season, he always gets shelled because he is like, the more innings he accumulates, the worse he gets over time in the season. Like last season, I think his last like 5 starts, he just got absolutely cooked. And we're starting to see some shakiness already. So like, I really like to target guys like because Robbie Ray, the name, right, sounds fun, but it's like the velocity starts to dip, the strikeout stuff starts to dip, and like I want to target a team against that, and I just feel like Houston cumulatively would be like 3% owned tonight. So Houston's like the sneaky smash play of the slate. I think they're gonna win someone tournament tonight, and hopefully it's me. With that said, I don't. Yeah,
I kind of like that for you. I kind of like that for you because it's a team that's going to be very low owned. Like no one's going to go to Houston tonight. They see Robbie Ray, they see the name, they see the lefty. They don't want to play Jordan, and Jordan just crushes lefties.
Yeah.
They see the park. They don't want to play the park. So I definitely see the contrarian take. It's something I don't want to do because I'm a little bit of a coward at times, but I totally see that. And I think you have a good read on Houston generally. Definitely fighting to win that division. Need this win here. So there's something about that I do kind of like. Robbie Ray in a new environment, but this is just a part that doesn't play it for power. So I'm a little worried about that. Jordan can hit it out in every stadium, so it really doesn't matter there. So interested. Obviously, you can't leave off your boy Isak Paredes there, Christian Walker, Pena, all these guys looking really good lately. So
Cam Smith. There's Yannier Diaz. There's just a lot of guys in lineup I like that they're affordable, and you can stack 5-man stack Houston and even include Jordan Alvarez, and I afford like expensive pitching. So I'm in on Houston. I think Houston wins someone a tournament tonight. They're like they're the conviction play of the slate. I think at low ownership they could just put up a big number. So again, some of those stats again. Robbie Ray, look at the underlying stuff, not good, but also like historically speaking, Robbie Ray later in the season, his velocity dips and he starts getting shelled. And I'm hoping this is one of those spots. We'll see if Lady Luck comes into play tonight. Anything else to add from this game, Dylan? No. But we didn't really talk about San Diego. Blanco's okay. I think he's like pretty hittable as well. I think this game could actually be pretty high scoring, which would benefit the Houston side. This is like, to me, screams like a 13-7 game. And I hope the 13 spot comes from the Houston side.
Yeah, I haven't lost a lot of money not playing San Diego, and I'm not going to play them again tonight. They're just not a team I generally target. So won't be a priority, but I do see I see what you're saying. Blanco's not very good. Like you said, if my preference would probably be to stack against Robbie Ray because you're going to get a lower ownership on them as well. Once again, a little extra tick up as far as an attribute goes if you're on a away team here. So definitely think that's interesting.
Yeah. All right, 2 more games left on the slate. So we're going to a pitching factory here in Seattle. We have Logan Gilbert on the mound for Seattle, and we have Drew Rasmussen on the mound for Tampa. I think both guys have been great this season. To me, Rasmussen is just a clear like A side though because of who he's facing. I think Seattle's just clearly worse offensively. They strike out more. They are fairly weak from top to bottom. Even like their top guys like Julio Rodriguez like is striking out a lot. He's been really bad this season, honestly. Not really bad, but just not as good as what a first round draft pick is where he was going in a lot of best ball stuff. So I'm really in on Rasmussen. I think Rasmussen's safe for 25 points here, and there's upside for 30 plus. I just feel like he goes out, 7 8 Ks. I mean, so I think the floor is 7 8 Ks. I think their ceiling is like 11 Ks here. They've been letting him go long too. He's just looked phenomenal. Logan Gilbert also has looked great. Tampa just doesn't strike out a lot, and they play great small ball. And so, like, I think Gilbert is somewhat safe. I think he puts up in the 20 range as well. I just feel like there's more upside from Rasmussen. I think there's more safety there as well. So Rasmussen's the clear number one for me, and I won't get to Gilbert just because he's a little bit more expensive, and I think the spot is slightly worse. So, anything else to add from that point, Dylan?
I'm slightly more worried than you about Rasmussen. I love him, and he's a guy that should shove in this spot. But man, with Donovan healthy, Naylor there, there's some. This team up and down in Seattle should be a little bit better than they are. I mean, obviously, Rosarina, Julio, there's definitely strikeouts there, so I totally understand that. But there's a little pause for me when I look at that team. Like getting healthier. Donovan's obviously a pesky bat, so maybe there's not as many strikeouts there as we assume. But Rasmussen's on such a heater, and he's always had this elite stuff, and now he's just putting it all together. And his last two performances are just mind blowing. The guy's amazing. So yeah, at 970, he's actually probably a little too cheap. So totally get to play there. Won't be playing Gilbert though. I just think if I'm paying in that range, it's gonna be Rasmussen, and then I'm gonna go down for SP2.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Yeah, again, I just feel like they're both these pitchers are fairly safe. I don't think either one of these guys loses you a tournament. Like, play either one really. I do think Rasmussen's ceiling's a little bit more, in my opinion, though. Let's get the last game of the slate. We're going to San Francisco. We have Detroit visiting. We have Montero on the mound for Detroit, and then Hauser and Bruda Baker kind of opening bulk relief for San Francisco. I think Montero is not the worst, like 7-5 SP2 to play, honestly, in San Francisco against a team that's been sailors. Obviously, you have some big power bats like Devers there still, but San Francisco is somewhat given up on the season. So I actually do think like Montero at 7-5 is not a bad play. I don't love the profile, but I think he's like, he can get you in the 15 to 20 range, and that could be enough at SP2. I think coming back, Detroit's actually been heating up, but like in San Francisco against like an opener closer, bulk reliever, like opener situation, I don't love it. So I'm in on the Detroit moneyline bet, but I don't like this from a DFS perspective. I don't really generally like to stack games in San Francisco anyways. I think it's a little thin. There's spots and you can pick those spots. I don't think this is one of those spots though.
Yeah, for me, I do see this a late night hammer a little bit more than you do. I don't know if I'll get there, but Detroit's a team that they also going to piss you off because what they'll do is you saw this last game, they were up. They'll pull guys like Riley Green, they're playing for the playoffs. So if that happens in this spot, you're going to get some of these bats out. Obviously, that helps because they probably did it there. But for me, I just don't think San Francisco's any good. So I can totally see playing Detroit in this spot. It's just like who you're going to play. You can't leave off McGonagall. Right, but I don't like when I see Riley Green could potentially get pulled, kind of slumping this year. So it's really tough. You want to pay up for a Dylan Ding Dong Dingler potentially, right? He's an amazing catcher, but power is definitely muted in this part. Easily a Detroit money line bet for me as well. Might just be a pass game, but yeah, I can totally see Detroit being a late night hammer tonight.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to get there. Again, to me, I'm like Houston's a conviction play. I just like them a little bit more against Ray. But yeah, to me, it's like maybe Detroit objectively is in a better spot. That's it, man. We did it. 12 gamer. I feel like we ran
12 game, a lot of going on.
Are you watching Tom Kim putt 16-footer? How close is he?
I'll watch him live. He's gonna be on the green here shortly. Cam Young hit a 50-foot birdie putt, which doesn't matter. He's still +1. Really want that guy at 50% on to miss the cut. That's the best thing about like
hate watching.
Yeah, a little bit of hate watching, but when you're hate watching a guy that's just an absolute stripe show, it's a little.
I lost it.
I said it hurts your head when you watch a guy that's a stripe show just like sticking it to 3 feet. But yeah, Tom Kim's fun to watch when Tom the choo choo train's rolling along. So
what is quick question? Where is he playing at? Is he playing with like in the ESPN app? Where is he playing? Is he playing like Matsuyama and Griffin groups?
Tom Kim is with the mixed groups. So it's the two split. You got a single featured group, and then you have the featured group that's a split group, and that's who you're going to get Tom Kim. ESPN is terrible about updating, so when it switches over, you just got to – they'll cancel it and update the stream in about an hour or so, and it'll say their names, but for now, you're just watching them.
I missed it. Left it short. I was watching. It was close. Little tubby. He looks.
Dude, he's so good though. Like he's a guy that he can run at times. So
yeah,
I'm happy with how he's performed already. Stuck it once. Birdie the par 5. Get to 7, 8, 9. You'll be happy with Tom Kim.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Well, man, I think that's all I have in baseball. Good luck, ladies, gentlemen.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to ship it tonight. I'm gonna do my best. I need to get it for football. You can build that bankroll, and then make some money. So
Let's do it, man. What cool question for? I guess that's it from the DFS angle. I will need your help. I gotta put up this canopy outside. I'm gonna need you to come over and help me. We'll do some best ball this weekend for sure.
yeah, I'll come
Um,
over and help. I'll come over and help.
sorry, a little. Maybe we'll go live this weekend though for some best ball. Is that cool?
Yeah, let's jump back in. There's a lot of news coming out in the NFL, so we should jump back in and chop it up tomorrow. I know you're flying out
Okay.
Sunday, so it won't be on Sunday, but yeah, giddy up, folks. We're gonna be busy bees as we transition to NFL season. So I can't wait. We both do a little bit of traveling in the fall as well for work, so we'll see what happens. But giddy up. Let's get in that horse tonight. Take down a GPP. I can't wait.
Awesome. All right, Dylan. Thanks for jumping on. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Yeah, we'll be back. More baseball, more football. Hopefully, some golf winnings that we'll share on Sunday. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you in a second, Dylan. Just yeah, feel free to. I know you got some shit to do too, so just come over whenever.
Yeah,
Um,
my dog got sprayed by a skunk, so
that's
he's
fun.
constantly smelling like straight. Just the problem with I don't know if like the whatever when skunks spray you, the problem is when they get wet, the dogs stink even more. Like it's like the oils come out even more. So when you wash them, like I've washed them a handful of times,
He smells worse.
it just smells worse. But it's just
Yeah.
like he's in my office, I just can't stand it. So,
Yeah.
anyways, man, yeah, I'll see you in a bit.
All right, all right. Thanks, guys. Dylan, I'll see you shortly.
Bye.
Uh,